Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Fifakill, as you know, and today what I have for you is something insane, and what that is the 700 kill challenge. And for those of you who don't know what it is a big challenge. It was first created around Black Ops 2, I think it was on Black Ops 2, yeah, and it was really big back then, and it just got sparked up again just now. I know Big Faults has made a video on it, and a ton of YouTubers have started making videos trying to go for this challenge, and I've finally done it. I believe I am the first to do it, and I will go through the rules quickly now. The health has to be on 30%. There's 11 enemy bots against you on recruit. You play free-for-all with a 10-minute timer, and you have to get 700 kills at least. That is to complete the challenge, and you can have 17 slots on your class. I only ended up using 13 because there was really nothing else I needed on my class, and that was fine. Anything else seemed to waste time, like throwing grenades. You're not going to get too many kills with them, and everything was just a waste of time. So yeah, that was definitely the best thing to do with that. But in case you guys do want to do the challenge, which I definitely encourage you to do, it was a real lot of fun, then that is the rules set right there. So you have to set them up in a custom game, go in and just beast it as much as you want. You're allowed to use any specialist, any class, and also any score streaks, obviously, but you're not allowed to have the radar on. That's the one thing that probably makes the challenge hardest, to be honest. And I don't know, first of all, I thought it was to do 700 kills on TDM, so I did end up doing that, and then I realized it was on free-for-all, so I started going for that, and I got 703 in TDM and 707 in free-for-all, which led me to believe TDM was maybe harder, but the challenge is to do it on free-for-all. So maybe if you guys do want to see the TDM one, do let me know, and I'll upload that one as well. It was also a crazy gameplay. Obviously, 700 kills in 10 minutes is a lot of kills very frequently, so I wouldn't have a problem with uploading that as well for you guys to see, because it was a very hectic gameplay, as was this one. In my opinion, the other one's probably more action. I don't know, it's hard to describe. Just the way the spawns work in TDM probably makes it like harder, but also more maybe entertaining to watch because you have to run back and forth spawns. But do let me know if you guys want to see that. But anyway, this challenge is really hard. It probably took me about an hour to do the TDM one and an hour to do the free-for-all one, and I know people have been going for it a lot the last 2 days, and as far as I'm aware, and I've been searching through YouTube, me and Godge were just in a Skype call, and we went through and we could not find any single other person who has done the challenge with the right settings, or like even kind of close. I know Tasty's gotten pretty close, but like, yeah, no one's managed to do it yet, so I think it's absolutely crazily hard. It was super difficult, but it was, as I said, a lot of fun to go for. Obviously, if you're just killing everything, then it is going to be a good time. Now, I just want to give you guys a few tips before going for this challenge. So, I did play around with a lot of stuff, and I wanted to check a lot of things, and the first thing I tried was having overkill, so you have 2 primary weapons. And that's probably not the best idea, to be honest, because there's really not 2 great weapons. Maybe having a Weevil and a Razorback, but you're definitely better off having more perks and more attachments on your guns than having more guns with less stuff. As yes, you do have 17 class slots, but you only have 3 wildcard spots, so yeah, I wouldn't suggest doing that. I tried that, didn't work too well, and yeah, I would definitely suggest using the Razorback. It is a beast in hardcore. It's really accurate. It doesn't really need a grip. You can put like a lot of attachments on, though. As I said, you have got 17 class slots, so you can pretty much do whatever you want with that. But yeah, that's definitely maybe the class you should go for. Definitely don't try overkill. Another thing, this was the other thing mainly that I tried playing around with. I didn't change my specialist the whole time. I stuck with kinetic armor, as I'll run through that in a minute, but that's definitely the best specialist. But the other thing I played around with a lot was the score streaks. Now, this is very important, as I'll show you in a second, but the score streaks, if you look at the feed throughout the game, look at my screen, they get so many kills. I think in the end, my Raps ended up getting around 220 kills, my GI unit got about 115, and my Wraith got about 66. Now, I did try doing this with the hater on. I felt like maybe doing the hater would make the game a lot easier, as then you know where they are, so you can predict spawn flips, not get killed from behind, which does of course waste time and kills, but having the score streaks definitely is the most important thing, which I will explain now. Basically, you want to be placing all your score streaks, for example, the score streaks like the Wraith, as not even like the killers. They do get 66 kills this game, which is nice, but they're mainly there just to hold the spawns down for you, because if, as you'll see a lot in this gameplay, you'll see them spawn on my side, I'll kill them, and then, they don't come back for a second, and basically what that is they spawn on the other side of the map, because the game knows they've just been killed there, so they spawn over on the other side, and then, you got your Wraith to kill them, which is basically all that's for. And yeah. So yeah, you're going to be trying to flip them back to you as fast as possible, and so putting all your streaks in one place. Now putting the hater on means you cannot have the Wraith, and you don't want to get rid of the GI unit, because that also holds down mid-map, which protects your back and gets a lot of kills. As I said, 115, so you really need that GI unit, and as I said, it does protect your back. There was a couple of times where I didn't have 1 or 2 GI units, and I did get shot in the back a lot, which does waste time, especially in my warm-ups to try and get the challenge itself. It didn't happen so much in this game, obviously, because I played it perfectly, which is what got me to the success of the challenge. But you know, it definitely happens if you don't get it right. And also, you cannot take the wraps off. You cannot afford to lose the extra 220 kills, because the wraps just go absolutely insane, and obviously they help flip spawns as well, so you can get killing more people. And because you're killing enemies as soon as they spawn, pretty much, you know, wraps and GI units tend not to go into your spawn too much, which means you're pretty much left on your own to get the gun kills, which gives you the 100 points per kill to build up your score streaks and do that. Now the way I'd suggest it is, I would suggest just turning around, flipping around, putting the GI unit in mid-map behind you, because that protects your back and it'll roam around the middle, flipping the spawns. Wraith, put them all in the enemy spawn. And as you'll see in this gameplay, a lot of the times I'm putting 2 Wraiths, I'm like, I have 4 GI units down, 2 sets of wraps, and if you're wondering what that is, it is because it is in free-for-all. And basically the way any maps work is it can have 2 sets of streaks, so you can have, you know, 2 wraps on one thing, because, you know, enemy wraps and friendly wraps, and enemy Wraith and friendly Wraith is how it would work if you were on a team-based gameplay, game type. But obviously, because it's free-for-all and there's no teams, there's enough airspace to have those streaks, and so you can have both, but only one player has it. So that's the main thing. This is why I messed up the challenge a lot at first, because, you know, wasn't really thinking about this. I didn't think that I called in 1 Wraith and wraps at a time, and it definitely lost me a lot of kills, because, you know, you have double the firepower if you have 2, and they're more efficient at flipping spawns, which is the main thing. And also, you can have something like crazy, like 4 GI units roaming around as well, which is obviously going to get you 1, a lot of kills, and 2, make sure your back is protected, as they do spawn in the middle quite a lot behind you. But yeah, I would definitely, the difference between A and C spawn, which is basically the 2 back guns of Nuketown, there really isn't much of a difference. It's more just personal preference. I chose C side just because it makes it easier to pick up ammo if you require, but the other side, you just stand behind the block on the same side of the map and shoot into the garden. They spawn right on the other side of the block, like they do on C side and in the garden as well as the C side. So it basically works on the same both sides. It's just your preference, to be honest. I prefer C side because it's a little bit smaller, a little bit easier to get the kills, and also, like I said, you can just run around the corner and grab some scavenger packs. Like I said, if you do end up running out of ammo, and that's basically the best way to do it, which is why I would suggest having kinetic armor. You want the kinetic armor so that if you do get in trouble or you need to build a streak, and like because basically the main thing about this challenge is getting to streaks, so you need to get them streaks fast, and if you're dying of streaks, you're not going to be getting them. So the main thing is to be getting those streaks as fast as you can and making sure you don't die off the streaks. Once you've got the streaks, you can die all you want, but it's mainly getting to those streaks. So you can pop the kinetic armor, make sure you get the streak if you're like coming towards the end of a streak, or you're close to them and you just want to make sure you don't die. And also, if you're poking out to get ammo, if you do run out, which does happen quite a lot, then it also saves you there and you will be safe. Obviously, like, most of the time they're not going to spawn on top of you whilst you are trying to get that ammo, but it just saves you from getting shot in the back while you're running away, and you'll see it save me a lot of times in this game. And also, like I said, if they do manage to get past your GI units and come from middle, usually towards the beginning of the game or when you're having a bit of a slow minute, then obviously that kinetic armor will save you in that situation as well. So it is really good, and the main thing of this challenge, if you do not get the beginning right, you are going to fail. You need to get streaks as fast as possible, make sure you do not die. As you will see in this gameplay, you know, I got my streaks off the bat, and then I ran to my spot, and I set everything up pretty perfectly and really quickly, which is the main thing. So basically, the way I would run this, get into a spot behind one of the cars, head glitching, until you get your streaks, and pop that kinetic armor as soon as you get it, and then just get as many kills as you can, get the streaks, put them in position, and get to your side of the map, where you're going to be spending the rest of your game. Also, try not to use kinetic armor if you really don't need to. Save it just in case you do get shot and die, and then you can use it to get back to your spot, because if you keep getting killed off spawns, you cannot get back to the main killing position, then obviously you're not going to be very efficient, you're not going to be getting the kills you need, and it's just not going to happen, because you are on time limit, and 700 kills is a lot of kills to get in 10 minutes, obviously. So you're going to want to be going as fast as you possibly can to get 70 kills a minute. That's more than a kill every single second, so obviously you're going to need to be going fast. You cannot afford to waste time dying and running back to your spot. You just got to be going absolutely in. So they're all the tips I can pretty much give you. I would definitely suggest trying the challenge. It is a lot of fun, and just playing a private match in general, it definitely helps warm up, definitely helps, you know, get your aim on point before you go into a session, or to cool down after a session, or just to have fun if things aren't going your way in the middle of a game. gaming session, you know, just do whatever. Have fun with it, try the challenge, let me know if you do complete it. As far as I know, I'm the only one who has completed the challenge on Black Ops 3 so far. Do let me know if you get it though, and I'm excited to see you guys trying the challenge. Let me know what you think of that, and just seeing your classes. But yeah, just to cover the points again, get your streaks fast, use the streaks I told you, Wraps, Wraith GI unit, use kinetic armor, Razorback as a beast, don't bother with overkill, and that's about it. You want to be running overclock so you can get that specialist faster, afterburner to travel around the map fast to get to where you need to go, tactical master isn't really important, scavenger is a must, and tracker definitely helped me find some kills. Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, drop a comment, let me know if you want to see the 700 kill on TDM, not just free-for-all, and I will see you guys in the next video.